Okay, slightly less than ideal. Just finished recording yesterday's video. We've been put under transfer embargo. I didn't have any transfer window plans planned, but they have all now gone out the window. Whoa, editing Jack, just cut the intro. The takeover's collapsed. I hit continue twice, and there's no takeover happening. The transfer embargo's ended on the 23rd of June. To remind you, it started on 1 day ago. Literally 24 hours later, the takeover's not happening. That was a waste of time, wasn't it? Well, today I'm meant to be coming back for the FA Cup final. That's in like a month still, so I'm going to go forward a month. Let's just pretend this whole thing never happened. Yes, folks, we're back now. Officially, it's the day of the FA Cup final. We are taking on Johor Darul Ta'zim, and I'm very excited for today's game because we've got an away day to the National Stadium of Malaysia, or at least I assume that is what the Stadium Nasional Bukit Jalil stand. I think the Stadium Nasional might give it away, potentially. Now, since last episode, I've only played 3 games so far, so plan of attack for today, talk about these 3 games, one of which, you know what, talk about it now. Forgive me for getting giddy, but we beat Johor Darul Ta'zim in the league. They'd only dropped 1 point, or 1 set of points, prior to this game. It was against us and it was a draw. We won 2-0. That was a great goal by Sharpie. You know what's better than 1 goal by Sharpie? Bam! A second goal, a free kick. And I know what you're thinking, what's his free kick taking? 5. We will not complain. But yes, sorry about that. I got a bit excited, in case you couldn't tell, about the fact we managed to beat them 2-0. Besides that, the plan of attack for today is to play the FA Cup final and then go forward a little bit and play another bonus league game. Quite when? I'm not sure yet. But quickly, let's just talk about the other 2 league games, first of which was a 3-1 win against the University. They missed a penalty at a pivotal point in this game. From there, they didn't really look threatening, if I'm being honest. However, this result was disappointing in front of 8,000 fans. I assume that Kedah are one of the better supported kind of teams within the nation. They're currently up in 3rd, to be fair. This felt like a must-win game. It was must-win. We didn't win it. We lost it. We've actually fallen 5 points behind Kedah now, so that is a little bit frustrating with, just 9 games left of the season. But if you were wondering off the back of all the transfer embargo stuff, did I actually sign anyone? No. The transfer embargo didn't really affect things in the end. We didn't exactly have money to spend. And I do suspect that lack of money is perhaps the reason why the current president is looking to leave the club. He has been pumping in money, it feels like, every month just to keep us above, well, the red line of negative bank balance. Currently, there's £987 in the bank. Yeah, we are running out of money a little bit here. But I'm sure that as long as I sit within the budgets that I've been set, everything will be fine. Now, one thing I did neglect to mention about the Johor Darul Ta'zim winning the league is they had only recently before that played in the FA Cup semi-final and I think rested some players off the back of that. Good news for us, and maybe sadly for them, is going into today's final, everyone is fully rested. I guess the interesting thing to note with their team is they've got a very, very good team, but there is a hard restriction on 4 foreign players in the match squad for the FA Cup, so they can't play all these scary players. And I'll be honest, I'm really hoping that Kojo is one of the players they don't play. He's got 22 goals in 18 games so far this season. He is far too good. All I'm saying is I big up Steve a lot. Steve is made to look like a small child next to Joel Kojo. Look at that polygon. But you know what's better than a cup final for 500 miles? An away day is better, some would argue. We are heading to Kuala Lumpur, not far away from home for us today, and we are playing at a stadium that I did just check. It was here somewhere. Here is the National Stadium, Bukit Jalil. It is a beautiful stadium with a fancy-looking roof. I'll tell you what else is fancy. Look at the car park. Look at it arcing around the edge. Oh, it's so satisfying. There's running tracks to the south and other stuff going on. I mean, look, it's just buildings full of sport. As we've learned at this point, in Malaysia, they just love building all the sports places all at once. There's a national squash centre, which apparently has a VIP car park at the back. Can we look at... Oh, I wanted to go look at the VIP car park for the National Squash Centre. That's ruined my mood. I'm getting a peek at it. I think this is the VIP car park. It doesn't look that special, does it? I was expecting a butler or something. There's the Onshore Mermaid. I assume that this is some kind of swimming centre. The clue is it says aquatic centre on the outside. We can go in the aquatic centre. Oh my word. Okay, this is not what I was expecting, but this looks bloody cool. We've got diving boards. There's no springboards, no super high boards. Does Malaysia have divers? I'm not sure they do. This is the bit where it now turns out that actually the national sport of Malaysia is diving. And I'm sorry if that is the case. I don't mean any offence. There is a futsal pitch just randomly next to the stadium as well. Stadium, futsal pitch. And it's not like there's a load of futsal pitches. They've just built one. I makes sense, I guess. There's the national skate park. I love the fact that at this national complex, they have the national stuff for everything. And apparently we can just go look at it all because it's all been scanned on Street View. I love this. I couldn't see any skateboarding at this previous bit. I was expecting a bowl or something, but there was just like some stairs. Is that the national skate park of Malaysia? There's an outdoor gym, so we can do our warm-up here pre-game. Here is the stadium in all its glory. It looks very jazzy from the outside, doesn't it? Look at this entryway as well to the stadium. The entrance to the car park is absolutely sublime. Like, this is completely overkill and I love it. Look at the water fountains. I feel like I'm at Universal. Look at this. They've got a globe that spins. Okay, look, I know some of you are here for Football Manager. Let's quickly go in the stadium before I get distracted by more stuff going on the outside. There's lots of lines in the stadium, which means we can get a lovely view at this. Wowzer. Normally, I'm critical of running tracks. I actually don't think it looks too egregious here. The stadium itself is sensational. Look at the seat art. Look at the gradient. Does anyone else just feel peaceful? It just looks nice, doesn't it? And I will say, if you're watching this game from the stadium and the stand, I'd say it's a long way away, isn't it, the football pitch? You're not very close, are you? I assume that the national team play at this stadium, given the fact it's the national stadium, and that is what we've wandered into on this lovely day today. Although, there's not many fans in attendance. What game are we at here? It's a game in 2010. And apparently they also do other stuff at this venue. I don't know what's going on here. Everyone's wearing suits. I feel very underdressed. Let's leave. Not the best skate park. Good car park. One futsal pitch. Questionable. Loads of stuff I loved. The stadium on the inside. I wish I had a little bit more going on, but the seats are almost made up for it. I'm going to give it an exceptionally solid 8.25 out of 10. The rare 0.25 coming out today. Okay, with that distraction firmly out the way, we do actually have to now play some Football Manager, regrettably. You can see here, in terms of team news, I've already prepared things, because of course we can't play all our Asian players. So Clayton Ramos I'm going to drop for this game. Lorenzo Napoli and Yi King Fat, they are the three players that aren't in the team today that normally would be. It does mean that Hazrin Jamil is going to be, well, under the spotlight a little bit. I'm electing to bring him back into the fold, the captain, to lead us out today. Of course, up top, we're looking at Sharp and Jung, using two of our foreign player spots to kind of be really, really solid. Besides that, it's a very, very standard team. Azri the Small is back in the team finally and back from injury. He hates important matches. I'm just going to hope he's good today. I know that we beat JDT 2-0 in the league, and I kind of wish I'd done that in an episode, but I'll be honest, I just didn't expect to beat them. The reality is they are head and shoulders above us, and whilst we did win, there was a wonder goal free kick and a bit of a scrappy job by us to obviously secure the results. In the quarterfinal, was it? We scraped through on penalties. I wouldn't bet against that being our best route to try and win this game today. I just want to frustrate them at the back. If we can just, you know, keep firm with three defenders, the two, wider wing-backs in the defensive mid, I think there's a chance. Like, I feel like that is our best route to try and make something happen here. That is a joke. That can't be a red card. Izzy is about to get sent off after 15 minutes. I didn't even have a chance to big up the fact this is for 500 miles. I think I've got to take off Alif. I was thinking about playing Mark at left wing back, but he can't really play there, but he could play at defensive mid. I think I've just got to batten down the hatches and try and survive now. What an awful start to this game. Okay, I'm going to play Hazrin as a defensive midfielder on support. I've got rid of the hold position instruction that I normally use. I'm going to need him to get forward a little bit. Similar with Mark, I'm going to play him as a Segundo Volante. Initial starting position, nice and deep, but I need him to make those runs to try and link things up from the front to the back. I mean, I knew that this game was going to be a long shot anyway. We've gone down a man inside 20 minutes in a game that, to be honest, we were having a little bit of the play and our average position was higher up the pitch. We were doing well, and now, well, this game was always going to be difficult. It's going to be so much more difficult now. There's some heroic blocking on the line. I'm not enjoying this. Is this what I get for giving the away day a 0.25 for ruining the scoring system? Football Manager is like, we're not having that. We've got to defend. We've got to dig deep. We're going to get this away. Fatih has it, gives it to Azar, to here. Azar, 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 And I can't help but feel like this is going to be a very, very long game from here on out. You know what? 25 minutes in, encourage the players. We're surviving. We're doing what we can, but we've got to throw in to deal with here. Ball in a dangerous area. Whip to the back post. Masinga's under it. Harul is under it as well. And predictably, they have now got a goal up. I don't want to be dramatic. How sad is this? We've gone on this miracle run to make it to the FA Cup final on the big stage, and Izzy at left back, who there's plenty of alternative left wing backs I could play, but he's been the man I've trusted throughout this year. He's had a moment of madness, and it feels like now we're kind of just watching ourselves get punched repeatedly in the face. That is basically what I'm going to have to endure. It's a throw-in again that's gone to the back post. This one gets all the way to Masanga. They've hit the woodwork. We clear it away. I suppose at this point, our aim has to just be try and hold this game to 1-0 for as long as we can, and then late on just go for it. I mean, it's half-time. There's not a lot happening in this game, which is both a blessing and a curse, because we are going to have to do something in the second half. I've told the players I'm far from pleased. Izzy looks stressed. I'm stressed with him. Steve's stressed. I'm going to just tell him to go out there and have some fun. Play without pressure. He now seems relaxed. We're all good. 3 minutes into the second half, going to shock you here. They're on the attack again. They're playing it nicely. It's played across. Azar hits the woodwork, and that is twice in this game they've hit the woodwork. But we're holding on. Why is the highlight not ending? Why is that? Please stop. Stop the highlight. Football Manager, stop the count. Abdullah, right. Okay. I'm very lost for words and very stressed. Can you tell? I was going to make subs on the hour mark. We've not made it to the hour mark. They're on the attack again here. Faisal, Morales, Sawane, Faisal whipping it to the back post. These crosses to the back post have been a real nuisance to deal with. That one we've kind of half-headed away, but Masanga is looking to keep it alive here for them. Plenty of players in the attack. We're defending narrow. Faisal shoots. Faisal scores. But it's not going to count. Okay, I was ready to just be sad. I don't need to be sad. It's still only 1-0, right? Pause the game and make subs. I mean, what do you do in a game like this? I guess maybe at this kind of point in the game we move Mark forward. There's not really a good option here, is there? Ayman at right wing back hasn't had the best of games and is looking a little bit tired. So I'm going to move Ahmed Zafri to right wing back and then bring in Filemon at left wing back. He's been here forever. He deserves a chance. I've actually ended up reverting to our 4-1-3-2 that we used last year. And I'm wondering, do I just go with this and then drop one of the centre mids I'd play? Faisal no is coming on. Mark's going to play at centre mid on attack. We've got to go for this game at a point, haven't we? And I think that point is now. I might be going too early. It might leave us open at the back. It's a massive tactical gamble, but there's literally nothing to lose here. We came in as monumental underdogs. The sending off has really cemented our fate. And now we've given away a penalty. Jung at striker, having to do some defending in the box. And I hate to say it, we aren't winning this FA Cup final. And as Asri pulls off a miracle, and then miracles continue. JDT make it 2-0. There's a kickoff highlight. Please stop. Stop. We are already dead. I say that. If we get one goal back, I'll then start to believe again. But, you know, let's not expect that to happen. But we've got men on the attack, imagine. Jung. We've done nothing going forward all game. I can't help but feel like going more attacking like this is going to leave us open. But Jung, who gave away the penalty, has scored a goal. It's 2-1. Don't write us off yet. He gave away a penalty literally 2 minutes ago. He's gone up the other end and made amends for it. A pretty nice solo effort. Ahmed Zafri with a lovely through ball on off the bench at the wing-back area. And Jung, tasty finish. 15 minutes left of this game. Endrick to Mohamed Zain. Back to Endrick here. I don't even know what happened there. It's not gone in. Everything's fine. Pause the game. Pause the game. I need to do a shout here. Encourage the players. We've got to dig deep. There's 15 minutes left. I need you lot to believe. They've got a corner that we've now got to deal with as well. Look at the green, happy, smiley faces. Could we hit them on the counter? Please don't give away another penalty. I'm not sure my head or heart could take it. Both would be in significant pain. What? Why is the highlight not ending? Abdullah, Zafri, lovely tackle, right? Can we end the highlight, Football Manager, please? Thank you. It sometimes listens. Or does it? Or does it? I look up to camera to say my piece. Look back down. They've got a corner. That one's been headed over. What's with all the set pieces? That's what I'm wondering right now. They've got another one here. It's Endrick. Don't worry. It's not that Endrick. It's Endrick at home edition. He's probably now going to bang in a free kick now I've said that. He steps up. He plays it short. Asri makes a save. Was it offside? It was offside. If you're wondering about Hendrick, it's this bloke. He's reasonably good at football. There's 2 minutes left. Have I left this too late to be going on to very attacking? Filemon, get forward. Ahmed Zafri, get forward. There is no time left, is there? There is no hope. We've just got to try and do something late against the run of play. There's 5 minutes of added time. I have a dream, and I can't help but feel like that dream is going to remain just that. The final whistle goes here in the FA Cup final. The game was lost after 15 minutes. We gave it a go. I'm going to say it now. We kind of went toe-to-toe against the biggest team in Malaysia there for a lot of the game. Sadly, we went toe-to-toe, but we only had 10 toes instead of 11 because one of them got sent off. Why am I watching this? That's unacceptable. I'm going to have a fit. The players can cry a bit. I'm just not happy. A sending off after 60 minutes has ruined that, hasn't it? I guess now full focus is on the league. It's not like there's any major miles on offer, so it's all about just getting goals and getting wins as much as we can. As far as I'm aware, it might only be the top 2 or 3 that get continental football. Right now, even that's looking a little bit beyond us. Now, we are in the Piala Malaysia first round cup thing. Of course, we're taking on Signs. You might remember the second round draw has already happened for the quarterfinal. Very likely, we're going to play Johor Darul Tazim. I'm either going to come back for the second leg against Johor Darul Tazim if I think there's a chance, and of course if we beat Signs. Otherwise, I'm coming back for a random league game and I'm going to be in a foul mood because we probably got knocked out of the cup by a team in the division below us. Just before I go and have a cry, if you are enjoying the episode, go leave a like. One more game coming in just a mo. Okay, folks, we are back. We are doing a game against Johor Darul Tazim to end the episode today, and I'm sorry that we're playing them again. They are about to probably dump us out of every single competition. And to be honest, everything has kind of gone as expected since that final defeat. We've played a number of games, some good results in it, but unfortunately a few slip-ups in the league, which just mean the reality is we are not going to find ourselves playing continental football this year, or at least it does feel rather unlikely at this point. Steve Sharp, by the way, continuing to get some good goals. Sadly, his goals in this game weren't enough, and you might notice down in the bottom left here, we have had to change formation. Now, this wasn't really a change I wanted to do, but Iqbal Azmi had missed a lot of football. He was actually injured going into the last game, and he was our backup centre-back. And well, when Andrino got injured for a number of months, you can see here, he's still out for 4 to 7 weeks. We basically had a situation where I only had 2 decent first-choice centre-back options, which kind of meant that I couldn't play the 3 at the back we had been playing. And as a result of those injuries, we've kind of tried to lean into our strengths. At centre-mid, we've got plenty of options. Sadly, one said option in Alif Haykal here also got injured around the same time. So that's been a little bit of a frustration to deal with. We have settled into our 4-1-3-2. To be fair, it's not been a massive deviation in terms of level of performance compared to what we were playing before, but it has meant a recalling into the team of players like Nasrullah Zaki and also Azaraf here. 2 very competent kind of centre mids that I wouldn't mind using, just not really as good as the centre-back options that have been out injured. And well, speaking of centre-backs missing today, Ung is not available for this game against Johor Darul Tazim. I really wish he was, because having beaten Signs across 2 legs 2-1 in both games, we have, of course, made it to take on Johor Darul Tazim, and in the first leg, we lost 1-0. So, yeah, we've got to try and come back from behind against them and win this one. And in this cup competition, unlike the FA Cup, there is less restrictions on foreign players. So they have a lot more of their better players in the team. And for today's game, we're without our 2 foreign centre-back options who, I'll be honest, are rather important to how I like to set this team up. Now, in terms of team news, with the foreign players being out, it does mean there's some slots in the team, which means Lorenzo Napoli has been playing at right back on the regular. Of course, the former San Marino Academy youngster we signed on a freebie hasn't exactly set the world on fire since he joined us. 17 appearances, a lot of appearances on off the bench, but a 6.79 rating isn't great. And elsewhere in the team, it does just feel like there's been a bit of a drop-off in quality to end the year. Mark, as you can see here, not performing well lately, currently unhappy that there's a lack of squad depth up front, which I just don't really agree with. But anyway, I'm going to hope that we can avoid a sending off in this game, that we can get a result, and that we, well, ultimately do win this game. That'd be very nice. Of course, the reality is here, we are starting a goal down for the second leg. We're away from home. I'm really doing this game because I think it's a nice bookend to the season to summarise the fact that JDT are just bullies who ruin everything for me and leave me feeling very sad. Al-Sari the Small with an early goal kick for us here. As you can see, it's a packed house in the stadium. Yeah, not many people turning up for this game. Of course, it is only the quarterfinals of this cup competition. And whilst I would love to be like, yeah, this is a chance of 500 miles, as soon as we saw the draw and realised who our quarterfinal opposition was going to be if we made it to the quarterfinal. Kind of had to temper those expectations a little bit. But you know what? We're on the attack here. Jung, who scored in the last game against JDT, hit it goalwards. Sadly, he was offside. It wouldn't have counted anyway. Halfway through the first half, there has been literally, well, no highlights besides the offside chance. There's not been many opportunities either, although we have now got a corner to try and contain. It's a short corner, edge of the box. Hashim shoots. That was not far over. 5 minutes left of the half. Still 0-0. You know, you've got to be in it to win it. We are still in it. They have got a free kick, and I am scared. Azri the Small needs to be at his best in goal. And I'm going to say he had that covered. I'm not sure he did. I mean, look, it's half-time in this game. Still 0-0. There's a chance. If you were wondering, it would be extra time and penalties if we could get a miracle goal. Speaking of which, we're on the attack. We've not seen ourselves attack through the entirety of the first half. Could that change here? Ramos with the ball. Plays it wide to Izzy. He has got to make up for the sending off last time. He's won us a penalty. And 2 minutes into the second half, a chance to maybe exact some revenge. Mark, in fact, no, it's not Mark. It's Jung over the penalty. Mark should be the man on penalties. Jung steps up. He scores. It's his second goal in 2 live matches against them today. I'm hoping that's going to become a habit. I'm hoping he can score another one in this one. I mean, a penalty is one way to get back into this game, but back in this game we most certainly are. It is matches like the last one where, despite a man kind of advantage for them for most of the game, we held on and, well, didn't do a disservice to ourselves. And with games like this as well, I do start to wonder, could I actually succeed here in Malaysia? What is success here in Malaysia? Would it be to just deny them one bit of silverware across my time before I move on? Maybe that's what success here is. I feel like consistency over a league season is going to be difficult, but we could upset them in the cup, just like we're upsetting them now. Zayn, though, in a dangerous area. I do not like this. The ball is kicked to the edge of the area. Abdullah shepherded away from goal, but lays it back to Saka, and they've worked the ball very, very nicely there. It's whipped into the back post. It's an annoyingly good goal, isn't it? Abdul Karim scores it. The lead did not last long. I've played a lot of Football Manager this year. This pass that was whipped in was quite a oddly unique ball to the back post. Hashim appeared from absolutely nowhere and pops it in the back of the net. I mean, it's still only a 1-goal game with an hour played here. I'm going to make some changes. Steve has not been at his best up top, so Sharpie's coming off. We're bringing on the king of the fat. I do feel like we're losing the midfield battle a little bit. The issue I've got is in terms of the midfielders on the bench, we don't really have the quality that we would normally have in this kind of game because we've had to shuffle the team around so much. I think actually what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change things up in the fullback area. I'm going to bring in Ayman, and you know what? I was going to bring in Ahmad Zafri. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to rewind the clock and play Filemon. Our 2 fullbacks from last year slot in, and all of a sudden my back 4 is the back 4 that was with us last year, a league lower than we are playing now. A back 4 that I think has some quality. Does it have the quality to see us through here? I'm going to hope so. I will say, since they got their goal, we have struggled really to have any kind of sustained pressure. There's only 10 minutes left in this game all of a sudden. Time to go to very attacking. We already play a more direct style of play. Let's look to play a little wider if we can. Get rid of look for the overlap and just look to get it into space. Up the pitch just that little bit quicker. 3 minutes at the end of this game. I want a goal. I need a goal. Am I going to get a goal? Probably not. Jordan Altazima, brilliant. And, well, they could still get a goal. There's 10 seconds left. Keep it at 1-1 on the day and it looks respectable. If they win 3-1 on aggregate, suddenly we look like we were just comfortably second best. And I don't think that's fair. The header goes just wide. And that there is surely going to mark the end of this match and the end of any real hope this season of significant mileage. Unless another cup competition appears, which I don't think it will, that is us done. It's just a bit sad, isn't it, to look at this screen and see runner-up and see knocked out by Johor, Darul Tazim, and then look at the league table and realise they're 11 points clear and just don't really slip up. I mean, there is an albeit slim chance that we can get top 3. I think at this point, we're kind of just locked in for 4th place. And with that in mind, I think the most logical plan for next episode is probably going to be to come back for a pre-season transfer special. I do kind of feel like I should give it one more season in Malaysia, just to try and do something over JDT. And then depending on how cup competitions go, maybe I do look at what jobs potentially come available. I don't feel like this team needs a load of massive improvements to get closer to the title. I feel like there's enough quality here, especially with the additions we've made throughout the year. I'm just kind of hoping that all our foreign players continue to improve a little bit, and we just get a little bit more luck. I will apologise for the JDT overdose this season. I hope that next year we don't get drawn against them in the Cups. They crash out early, so I don't have to play them as much. I'm sick of seeing them. I know you're sick of seeing them. tomorrow we'll do some transfers to get a bit of a detox going. I'm going to go play the 4 remaining games of the season. I'll join you guys next time for some transfer business. Until then, take things easy. It's me, Jack, and I'll talk to you in a bit. I'm out.